I think that they're in such a state of like this kind of toddler-esque terror that they're just like, no, I'm in a bad situation and I don't want to feel bad. This feels so bad that I'm allowed to do whatever I have to do because this feeling is so bad and I'm such a victim here.
All right, hear this. Anna Kendrick has reportedly called out Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds over their recent Instagram story, suggesting the post wasn't as innocent as it seemed. According to the claim, it was allegedly shared as a subtle jab aimed at Justin Baldoni, turning what looked like a casual update into a deliberate dig.
Do any of that.
Anna, what does it mean to be working with Blake again? What are you talking about?
When Anna Kendrick stepped onto the red carpet for her film premiere, most people assumed it would be the usual promotional event filled with polite compliments and carefully rehearsed answers. Instead, the atmosphere shifted unexpectedly. When a reporter asked what it was like collaborating with Blake Lively, the crowd anticipated a positive, predictable response. But Anna chose not to follow that script, catching everyone by surprise with her reaction.
I don't even think they're doing it on purpose.
No, you're right.
It's just happening subconsciously.
No, like those little are fully learning off of this episode, being like, don't say this, do this. No, you're right. You're right. They're taking notes. Like, they're not idiots.
Her response spoke volumes. There was no compliment, no excitement, and no attempt to offer the expected praise, just a brief reaction that many viewers interpreted in their own way. To some, it appeared to reinforce the long-running rumors surrounding Blake Lively's alleged behavior. According to this narrative, however, the moment was about much more than an awkward red carpet exchange. It suggests that Anna Kendrick had witnessed tensions dating back to the time they worked together on a simple favor. The story further claims she had been waiting for the right opportunity to hint at what she allegedly knew, with allegations that Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds were involved in a broader campaign targeting Justin Baldoni, one that supporters of this theory believe extends far beyond what has been publicly discussed.
It surprises me after they've been through this whole drama and there's been so much scrutiny on their marriage that you would then put these out there for people to judge. And especially when you've been called tone deaf.
According to this narrative, the Instagram posts that many people viewed as sweet updates from Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds were allegedly intended to take subtle shots at Justin Baldoni. Supporters of this claim argue that the posts were carefully crafted to appear harmless while masking a deeper message. Ryan's fitness photos, which attracted millions of likes and praise from fans, are portrayed in this account as more than ordinary social media content. The claim suggests that the captions, hashtags, and overall presentation were deliberately planned to ridicule Justin publicly, all while Blake and Ryan maintain the image of a happy, down-to-earth couple simply sharing moments from their lives.
Themselves yet.
I worked with her husband Ryan several years ago, so I met Blake a few times through Ryan on that film.
Got it.
And thought she seemed nice, and little did I know.
Yeah.
Anna Kendrick saw this entire mess because she knows exactly what Blake Lively is like when the cameras aren't rolling, and when she finally got the chance to speak her truth. She let the world know that the glass house Blake and Ryan built was already shattered. They just hadn't admitted it to themselves yet.
They have a history, apparently, of mocking Baldoni for his biceps.
She wants you to know her husband has yummy arms.
Blake Lively shared a photo of Ryan Reynolds that quickly grabbed fans' attention and sparked a wave of reactions online. Many praised her playful caption, calling it bold and humorous. But according to this narrative, the real significance wasn't the picture itself, it was the caption and the music choice. Supporters of this theory argue that pairing the post with Justin Bieber's Yummy was a deliberate reference to earlier messages allegedly connected to Justin Baldoni, rather than a random creative decision. They claim the post was designed to appear like a lighthearted tribute to her husband, while carrying a hidden meaning that most people overlooked. The theory goes even further, pointing out that the photo reportedly wasn't taken around the time it was posted. Observers claim Ryan was wearing the same tank top, pants, bracelet, and overall outfit seen in images captured more than a year earlier, in May 2023. Based on that, they speculate the couple intentionally saved the picture for the right moment, allegedly keeping it in reserve until it could be used to shift public attention. According to this account, the post was not spontaneous but part of a planned effort to create a major media distraction whenever it became necessary.
Dummy text scandal.
These texts do not work in Blake Lively's favor, okay? They really, really do not.
According to this account, the controversy wasn't centered on a single Instagram upload. Supporters of the theory argue that whenever negative headlines involving Blake Lively or Ryan Reynolds began gaining attention, new social media posts would allegedly appear to dominate online conversations and push unfavorable stories further down search results. The narrative traces the alleged pattern back to May and June 2023, when filming for It Ends With Us began. It claims that, although Blake appeared professional in public while working with Justin Baldoni, tensions were reportedly developing behind the scenes. According to this version of events, by May 26, Baldoni allegedly reached out with a message intended to ease the growing strain and reassure Blake that he wanted production to move forward smoothly. The following day, Blake reportedly called in sick, temporarily halting filming. The account claims the production faced costly delays because it allegedly lacked coverage for that interruption. It further alleges that while she was unable to return to set, she still made a phone call to a Sony executive to raise concerns about a comment Justin Baldoni had allegedly made regarding her character's wardrobe. Supporters of this theory also point to a photo of Ryan Reynolds, reportedly taken on May 29, 2023, showing him in the same white tank top and accessories later featured in a much-discussed Instagram post. They argue this timing suggests the image had been saved for future use, and was eventually shared as part of an alleged effort to shift attention away from the growing controversy surrounding the Yummy post.
His response was, Ryan says, right? I've never seen anything like it. A malignantly vain, sociopathic feminist with almost no sense of boundaries or shame. I cannot believe he hasn't gone to jail or returned to the sun.
Ryan Reynolds' narrative, anyone attempting to take subtle shots at a high-profile figure like Justin Baldoni would need others to carry out the messaging, while the people at the center avoided direct involvement. The story claims Ryan Reynolds allegedly relied on actor Aaron Reed for that purpose. Supporters of this theory point out that Reed had reportedly worked with Baldoni years earlier, appearing on Jane the Virgin in 2019 when Baldoni was both a lead actor and a frequent director on the series. Because of that earlier connection, they argue Ryan was fully aware of the history when Reed later became a regular collaborator in his projects. The claim suggests Reed's social media activity and public appearances were intentionally used to send indirect messages aimed at Baldoni. The theory also highlights an old 2019 photo of Reed and Baldoni from the Jane the Virgin set that was reportedly posted and later deleted. According to this account, the timing was not accidental, but allegedly coincided with key stages of the ongoing legal dispute, leading supporters to interpret it as a calculated signal rather than a nostalgic post. The narrative then shifts to a scene in It Ends With Us that required Baldoni's character to lift Blake Lively's character. It alleges Baldoni, who has reportedly spoken about previous back problems, consulted a fitness trainer to estimate how much Blake might weigh before filming, so he could avoid worsening an existing injury. According to this version of events, what was described as a safety-related question later became a source of conflict. The account further claims that private text messages discussing the incident circulated among Blake and Ryan's circle of friends. In those messages, Blake allegedly expressed frustration after learning that her director had contacted a trainer to estimate her weight before the scene, because of concerns about his back and bone health. The narrative concludes by claiming Ryan's response to those messages intensified the situation even further.
Original thoughts.
Everything that I've ever done that worked was because I loved it. Because I loved it. I wasn't going, women 18 to 34 are really going to like this.
Ryan Reynolds realized he couldn't simply defeat Justin through studio pressure. He had to go a step further. He had to absorb and erase Justin Baldwin's intellectual property. For years now, Justin has been one of the leading voices in redefining male vulnerability in modern society. He authored a highly successful book and runs an acclaimed podcast, and both are appropriately titled Man Enough. But Ryan Reynolds' reaction to Justin Baldwin's established intellectual territory was a complete takeover of those exact thematic elements that Justin had built his reputation on. In recent high-profile interviews, Ryan began quoting directly from Justin Baldwin's books and podcasts, using Justin's own language and concepts as if they were his own original thoughts. As backlash surrounding It Ends With Us intensified, this narrative claims Ryan Reynolds allegedly drafted a public statement echoing the language and branding of Justin Baldoni's Man Enough platform, hoping Justin would deliver it himself. Supporters of the theory argue it was meant to shift the blame for the film's PR fallout onto Baldoni. When Justin reportedly refused, They claim the conflict escalated instead of fading. But according to this account, the real story began long before it ends with us. It traces the tension back to 2018 during A Simple Favor, where Anna Kendrick allegedly witnessed behavior that later reminded some observers of Baldoni's own allegations. The theory points to past interviews in which Anna joked about Blake Lively's lateness on set, arguing those remarks reflected genuine professional frustration rather than harmless banter. Supporters also highlight Anna's admission that she muted Blake on Instagram while they were still promoting the same movie, an unusual move for co-stars expected to present a united front. They further claim Anna's body language during press events consistently suggested distance and discomfort, interpreting it as another sign that their working relationship was far from ideal. With the release of Another Simple Favor, these older interviews and public appearances resurfaced, prompting renewed scrutiny. To supporters of this narrative, the past suddenly looked less like isolated moments and more like pieces of a much larger puzzle. Whether these connections reveal a hidden pattern or simply reflect speculation remains fiercely debated, but once old moments are viewed through a new lens, they can take on an entirely different meaning.